Hey guys, was trolling the internet looking for reviews of the Commencal Clash Ride, and there's not many, so I said I'd do just a quick one. This is 1,000 kilometers in, got it in February, just at the beginning of lockdown. According to Strava, I'm 1,000 kilometers in. I definitely didn't record some rides, but anyway, this is it. So this bike has 1,080 kilometers on it. I have replaced the brake pads with Uberbike components ones, which are these little friendly yellow chaps in here and down here. Replaced the grips with DMR Death Grip. The old grips I have here, they got a little bit raggedy. Can't see that in the camera now, but you can see they wore quite quickly. They're quite hard, but they're fine. Also, I changed the dropper lever to a Brand X dropper lever. The original dropper lever was on a kind of a slide, so you could move this in or out depending on where you like the feeling of it, but I found that the little Allen nut kept loosening, and you'd end up putting more and more pressure on the dropper lever to make it work, and eventually, from tightening and retightening, the track it was on bent from pushing it, and again the Allen nut snapped. So I just replaced it with a Brand X dropper lever and cable, and it works 10 times better. The brakes are SRAM Guide T. They do the job. I'll be changing them. When you've been out a long time and things are heating up, I think they do stop you, but you got to give a lot of a squeeze. You can kind of feel it in your arms at the end of a long day. Just the Lyric Select on it, perfect, and the Super Deluxe Select, which is also perfect. Put a set of DMR pedals on it, aluminium, and it's running the NX drivetrain. I've had to index the gears twice in the drivetrain. That's just through sheer battery, just hammering it so much that they went out, and I replaced the gear cable. Not a big deal. Replaced the saddle with a charged spoon. The original Physic Taiga, I think, was a bit like sitting on an axe, I thought, so I got rid of that. That's fine. Front tire was initially a Magic Mary. I've put that on the back for the winter months and put a Michelin Wild Enduro on the front. The grip is insane now with this tire setup at the moment. A bit more sluggish for pedaling, but that doesn't really matter. The grip is insane in this bike at the moment. The only big kind of issue is the E13 wheels, which I presume through looking at the internet you will have heard that they get a lot of dings quite easily. These are running tubeless. I think there's 4 dents in this rear wheel in total. But yeah, I just have a bit extra air in it now. It's running at about I think 28 psi in the back and 21 in the front, and everything seems okay now, but I was a bit annoyed about there's some more on the other side. I'm not going to turn it around, but that was the one thing. Also, I put on a cheap version of InvisiFrame, which in hindsight I should have just got the proper InvisiFrame on it. As you can see, there's a couple of paint chips on it. I also didn't get the bash guard. I thought I did get a bash guard, but I obviously didn't buy it when I was ordering it. I've only kind of mashed it into something twice, and it was a log and loose muck, so no real damage, but I would definitely recommend getting the bash guard. This bike as an all-rounder is unbelievable. I've done an enduro race on it. I have done long days on the bike trail centres, 30-40 kilometers, no problem. Climbing is no problem. It's slow, but it works. Much better than I actually thought it would work. There's no lockout switches on the fork or on the shock, and to be honest, I don't think you need it. As far as I'm concerned, this bike has been a great buy. It's crazy on the downhill stuff. It's really good fun, and it gives a lot of confidence, especially once you change up the tire setup. The only reason I got rid of the hands damp, just as a matter of interest, was because it was wearing out on the back, and with winter coming, it wasn't doing the best. So I've nothing against the hands damp Magic Mary combo, but this Wild Enduro Magic Mary combo works really well. So 1,000 kilometers in, no complaints, no real issues at all. I've had nothing breaking. The NX derailleur, I wasn't sure how that would run, but it's been flawless, apart from indexing once or twice. That's no big deal. It's spot on bike, and it's perfectly capable for climbing, because a lot of people seem to ask that question. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. This is a medium. I'm 5'8". Seems perfect for me. Just on the front fork, I did put 2 tokens in there. Initially when I got it, I felt that I was bottoming out the fork a lot. They say that's not a problem. I didn't actually like the sound or the feeling when the fork bottomed out, so I put in the 2 tokens. It's running at about 95 psi, and I still would probably come close to having that ring isn't correct. That's not where I bottomed out. I think I bottomed out just about 5 mil from the stopper, so I'm pretty much getting all the travel out of the fork that I need. And this rear shock, it took me a while to dial this in. I was trying to get it set up for a little bit of everything, but I've sacrificed the climbing ability for control of the rear end, and now the bike is absolutely stuck to the muck when it's going down fast, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, all in all, I highly recommend the Commencal Clash. It's a fun bike, and it's a solid bike, and I think you'd be happy with it, definitely, if you bought this bike. It's brilliant. Thanks a million for watching.